I saw this study, and it just, it's one of these things where you don't get mad at the kids because it's like, it's not their fault. They are the way they are. It's the parents' fault. So can I get mad at the parents?
Sure.
The percentage of kids that are getting their driver's license in 1980, 50% of teenagers had their driver's license. By 2017, it's down to 25%. It's for people that are 17, 87% when you were 17 years old in 1983, 87% had their license. It's down to like 43%. When they asked them, here are the reasons they said. One, they don't need to drive because they spend most of their time at home on the internet talking to their friends. Two, they don't have a summer job, so they don't need to drive anywhere. Three, their parents drive them everywhere they want to go. Four, they're too anxious and stressed out about driving. Huh? And that's what makes me dislike the parents. Parents, you're ruining your kids, therefore you're ruining society. You're screwing it up for the rest of us because you've made your kids all anxious about driving or not forcing them out of the house to go talk to a human being in person. Or why don't you go get a job? Why don't you get a summer job, make some money, you lazy crap, sitting on the bed or wherever you are downstairs in the rec room on your Game Boy on the internets. There we go. I'm finished.
I have a nephew that's about to turn 21, a niece that's about to turn 18, and another nephew that's about to turn 17.
Kick him out of the house.
The 20-year-old and the 19-year-old, my niece and nephew, neither of them have their driver's license, and neither have any interest in getting their driver's license. The 20-year-old has a job. He has friends. He likes to go out and hang out with his friends. But he just has no interest in driving himself anywhere. I can't wrap my mind around it.
So who drives him?
He takes the bus if he needs to, or his mom gives him a ride.
Oh, my God. Nothing more embarrassing than your parents driving you somewhere.
Right. And for me, it was the day I turned 16, I was taking and failing my first driving test. 2 weeks later, I took it again and got my license. But that was like a hallmark in life. That's all you had to look forward to.
Yes,
I just
couldn't wait.
I cannot fathom not wanting to have your own freedom and your own, whether you're borrowing somebody else's car or you have your own, just to be able to drive yourself.
When I turned 15, I started saving up for a car because all I wanted was a car. Oh, just got to get a car, got to get a car. Save up all of my money. Took a long time, cutting a lot of grass, chopping a lot of wood, doing a whole bunch of stuff. Hey, Mom, is there anything I do around the house? Yeah, you go paint something, do whatever. Get the money. Got it all together. You ready for this? $200. And I bought a Vega. It was orange. And I bought it for $200, and my dad's like, I don't think that's a good idea. I said, Dad, it's perfectly fine. I bought it from Donna Schlingman. You know who Donna Schlingman is. I don't know, $200 for a car? I'm like, it's fine. It's good. It's got some problems. And it had a rust spot up near the windshield wiper on the right side. And I thought, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go buy some Bondo at Sears, and I'm going to fix it all up, and I'm going to paint it. So I get this grinder from my buddy who's really good with all those mechanical things, and I go to put the grinder. It's going to grind some of the hole in it was about like a little bigger than a 50-cent piece. So I've got the grinder there, a little bigger than that, and it doesn't turn on. I need to get a different extension cord. I plug it in long distance from where the car is parked, where the extension cord goes into the house. And as I walk back, the grinder has been on for about 3 minutes, grinding a hole through the canal. The hole, which was about the size of a Coke can, now is exactly the same size as the grinder, which is now inside the car, making the noise of it just sort of having its way willy-nilly with any parts it can run into. Sparks shooting up. What a pile of crap that thing was. It had a cracked engine block. Back to Sears I go. I asked the guy, and he goes, oh, yeah, you want to get this liquid metal. You pour it into the engine block, and it'll seal it. I was like, okay, I pour that stuff in there. And then I realized, nope. So I carry around five gallon containers 5 1-gallon containers of water. So every time, like I park somewhere, I got to take the top off into the radiator and pour water in, which then I watch pour out of the engine block.
I had to do the same thing with my first truck. The radiator, the water in the radiator, basically every 3 or 4 miles. But it didn't matter how big of a piece of crap the car was. It was the greatest thing ever.
It was freedom.
Yes.
Freedom. Yes. And you get to go pick your buddies up and drive around on a Friday night. You have a general idea of where the party is. Somehow you're able to find it. You know, you're like, I think it's over near, the water tower. You're like, okay, I think it's in that area. Oh, okay, well, that could be a 20-mile radius around the water tower. But you drive up and down these streets, and all of a sudden you come across some road there, some private, some Hillbrook Road or whatever, and there's like 50 cars. Like, oh my God, we found it! Find a party, go in there. There's no adults, right? You like walk in with your, your football shirt on. You're gonna play football tomorrow. And some other. Oh, it was just great. It was like that was what high school, and you get the license, and you take people around. And
Cut
these
school,
kids, no, they'd rather
food.
sit at home, and they don't want to get a job. Go get a job.
I don't get it. I really don't. And none of the explanations in this Wall Street Journal article, they don't like cover everything. It's just doesn't make sense to me.
Golly. I remember once I had to get, my dad drove me to go pick up a girl because, and that was it. Never gonna do that again. He made it I think he intentionally made it uncomfortable.
Oh, bad.
She gets in the car and he goes, I was just telling Michael, he stinks. He's got all this. You stink. You smell a stink coming off him. And she's like, I don't know what you mean, Mr. Curley. He's got all this cologne. I said, oh yeah, he smells like a French whorehouse in here. And I'm like, oh my God. And we're sitting in the back seat of the car.
Oh yeah, he did that on purpose.
God. Oh yeah, on purpose. Absolutely. I never got a chance to tell my brother a story about the summer job. Oh, well, I'll save it for another time.
Tomorrow.
I'm sorry.
Tomorrow.
It's a goodie for knowing. No, because I know Andrew's going to play the thing. Heard it, move on. So,
That's a tease.
Okay, fine. There we go. Let's do this. Let's get Nate to do traffic. Haven't heard that yet. And take care of your letters.